Welcome to World Conservation Summit. My name is Tanya Anderson, and today we have a special guest with us as a dear friend, a dear volunteer to Naankuse, a amazing organization we are digging into. Her now. Her name is Julia Ryan.
Ryan.
Welcome, my friend.
Hi, thanks for having me, Tanya.
You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Okay. So before Julia is talking about who she is and why she picked to be volunteer at Naankuse, is who is Naankuse, this amazing organization we are talking about. So Naankuse is committed to conserve, really create a stronger conservation for Naankuse wildlife landscape and the unique culture that is down there, and really also protect the San culture. And the San culture, Julia can talk a little bit about what that is. So the story behind Naankuse begins with the birth of the Lifeline Clinic in Namibia, Rhone East in 2013. So, Julia, if I say something wrong, please just jump in, my friend.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It actually started in 2003.
Yeah, 2003. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Okay, 2003. So Naankuse is working with, they have like volunteer opportunities. They're working like in the wild, like in the bushes, like in where wildlife is happening. They are saving wild animals, and also make a huge impact in the laws around animal welfare. We really going for to change the law of welfare because it's so old. As cleaning up the beaches, they have school for children, and they have a sanctuary down there. So they, as a huge organization, they make a huge impact for conservation and also make an impact in the community down there, and also with volunteer to really teach volunteer how they can be a better version of this on this earth, and why it's so important to be a conservative in the daily life. So Julie, tell us a little bit about who you are, and afterwards share about why did you pick Naankuse as to be a volunteer at.
Well, I live in Vancouver. I've been here for about 45 years. I was originally from Eastern Canada, but decided I wanted to live in Vancouver, so I just picked up and moved. I worked in retail for most of my life at a record store and music, DVDs, electronic equipment. But I've always had a love of animals and always wanted to travel and see Africa. I'd been to Africa a couple of times in 1990 and in 2000 on camping expeditions. And in 2007, I decided I wanted to go back. And when I was researching a camping expedition, I looked online and then I found Naankuse, and I thought, why would I only spend one day with the cheetah sanctuary when I can spend my whole vacation there? So I contacted them and I went. It was the year that they started. So we were only 12 volunteers.
Oh, wow.
But it was the most amazing experience, and I've just been going back almost every year ever since then.
Yeah, it's amazing. You are like what is called like an ambassador for the Naankuse of to be a volunteer down there. So volunteer at Naankuse. So what is, share a little bit about the depth of the knowledge of the stories of Naankuse. Can you please touch around that, Julia?
Well, sure. Well, Naankuse actually started in 2003 with the Lifeline Clinic. Because one of the founders, Rudy, is a medical doctor, and him and his wife Marlise, they were up in the Epicuro region, and there was a very sick boy, and they needed to take him to the hospital. But when they got to the hospital, the hospital would not treat the baby because he was San Bushman, and unfortunately, the baby died. And so right then and there, Rudy decided they were going to make it their mission to help these people. And they established the Lifeline Clinic, which provides medical care for the people in the area. And now it's grown to the point where they have a primary school, they have a chapel, they have their own garden where they grow a lot of their own food. So that was the start of Naankuse. And then the original sanctuary started in 2007, just outside Windhoek. And like I was saying earlier, there was 12 volunteers at first. And now it's just grown and grown, and there are many research sites. There's the Ocean Cleanup Project. No, it's amazing. There are so many different things that you can do there, whether it's with animals or clean up the beach or work with children at the school. So there's something for everybody.
It is. There totally is. So when you choose to be volunteer at Naankuse, what was behind your choice? Like, why did you choose in the beginning to be volunteer? To get the audience to
Would,
like, why? What is behind that choice to be volunteer and create that kind of like experience for themselves?
well, like I said before, I've always loved animals, especially cheetahs, and I just thought it would be a very good opportunity to get some hands-on experience working with animals.
Yeah.
Instead of just seeing them on TV or in a zoo. And right away after the first time I went there, I saw that their practices were just so amazing, so sustainable, that it made me realize I had made the right choice in choosing them.
Oh, that's amazing. They are definitely do amazing. There is a video on their YouTube channels is with the releasing the rhinos that I don't know how many times I've seen that video. It is a so powerful videos, and it also very movement, like they move me that video around. Like, why is that important? What is in it? Like, what is behind? What is going behind backstage? And one of the things I also love about Naankuse is they're really also showing what is happening behind backstage, like really taking you in back. They are not afraid to share the truth and really make you a part of their organization. So you're not just a volunteer down there, you are part of the work. And that is one of the many things I love with Naankuse is you are part of the work instead of you just a volunteer and you're going home again afterwards.
No, they really do involve you. And for example, with the rhinos, like the volunteers were able to go and observe, which was an amazing experience.
Oh, you did experience that, Julia?
Yes, yes. And in the middle of the night, when the rhinos came on the big truck and they opened the door and they all ran out to freedom, it was just the most amazing feeling.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they do involve the volunteers in other aspects as well. When Micah the vet needs to do a vet check, because all the carnivores that are captive in Namibia, it's the law that they have to have a medical checkup every year.
Yeah.
So each in turn they will get tranquilized, and the volunteers get to observe and help. So sometimes we'll be checking the pulse, taking the temperature, helping with the measurements. So they really involve you.
Yeah, I love that. So you really feel you are part of the mission, a part of the work, and part of why that's important instead of you just a piece of puzzle and you're going home afterwards. So it's so beautiful. And
It's one of those places where you're not just there because they want your money; they want
yeah,
you to help.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So true. Yeah, you're part of the team. So what can, like, when a person out for the others and reaches out to Naankuse or someone else has seen this video like interview, what can a person what they call it expect from volunteer down at Naankuse?
You can expect, well, first of all, you can expect just to take away the most amazing experience of working with great people, not just the staff, but the other volunteers, because everybody's there because they love the animals. So you're all there for a common reason. Yeah.
So
And
true.
you get out of it what you put into it. Some people maybe don't work as hard or they're not as experienced. But you learn. The first time I went, I knew nothing, but you just learn. And they're very good at helping you. The other volunteers help you.
Yeah.
So you come away with you come away with having felt that you've contributed.
Oh, that is amazing
Yeah.
emotional experience to have that. So I love when you touch space around, like you get out of what you put in it, and that is like with everything in life. Like when you choose to go down as volunteer at Naankuse, your effort you put in it and your passion for it or your curiosity, you are curious to know more. You also get more hands-on and more experience, and you get more involved because you show you want to learn and you want to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You never say no to any opportunity because you just never know what you're going to see or what you're going to experience.
Oh, I love that. So where in Naankuse did you have been there many times, Julie? Where in Naankuse have you been most of the time as a volunteer, because they have different kind of areas to be volunteer at?
Where have I been there? I've been to every one of the sites.
Oh, really?
So yes,
Nice.
I've been, but I stay at the main sanctuary most of the time, but every year I do try to go somewhere, like, whether it's Timbila or Harnas or the Lifeline Clinic. Last year I went on the ocean project and we picked garbage on the beach for a few days. That's when I really felt my age.
Oh, I love that. Now I feel my body.
But it was really rewarding,
Yeah.
going to the recycle depot at the end of the week, and we had hundreds of kilos of garbage
Yeah.
that were no longer on the beach and endangering animals and birds.
Yeah. It is just so interesting. Like when Maurice tell me about this new project around the garbage cleanup, I was just like, amen for that, because it's just so interesting. I've held a garbage project here in Denmark one point, and when you look at the beach, there was not really so much garbage. And he's like, that's a beautiful beach. And it's like, okay, so when we choose to focus on the sand where we are going, there was so much garbage. So we filled up like a big black bag, and people just like blown away around how much garbage there was when they tune in to look after the plastic, because it is like under the sand, in the plants, on the leaf, like it is all over the place.
Exactly. And it's not just garbage left by people who go to the beach, whether it be, chip bags or beer bottles or cans. Also, because it's on the ocean, there are a lot of ships, and just stuff comes from the ships, whether it's unwanted fishing line, and then, the birds get tangled in it,
Oh my God.
things like that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so interesting, like where forest go energy flows, like with plastic and like with everything in life.
Yeah. It's
So
amazing how much there is.
that, and I also understand many people choose to not like focus on that, because it really touch a part of in you, like there is a little, sometimes can be very like uncomfortable, because like where do I also do that in life? Like, do I throw plastic away, or do I not focus on what is important to support conservation or be a part of a community? So they really teach you to be a better person or be a better human being on this earth.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So amazing. So I'm curious to know, I know there's different kind of ways how to support Naankuse. So what is the ways, how can people, like, no matter where they're all over the globe, like how can a person support Naankuse's amazing message to help the people and the community and the animals in their
Well,
communities?
there's, obviously the volunteering aspect, but also just donating money. Because then they can purchase equipment, school supplies for the children. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram and just see the great work that they do and get involved that way. They partner with schools all around the world, like the primary school partners with different schools, so the kids learn together through through Wi-Fi and through
Oh my God.
meetings. So that's quite interesting.
Oh my
Um,
God, that
um,
is fun.
but
That,
yeah, and then and when you go to volunteer, if you can bring things, whether, again, like I say, whether it's school supplies, medical supplies, veterinary supplies, camera traps, supply, binoculars for the anti-poaching unit people. There's all sorts of ways you can help.
yeah,
But
so interesting. So interesting. What is like when a person come down as volunteer down at Naankuse, they also have free time. So as a volunteer, the audience, you also have free time. Some place you have one time, maybe you have a little bit more. Some week you have no free time. So it is at work. Volunteer life
yes,
is at work. It's a normal work as you have like where you are right now. Yes, you don't get paid. You pay for stay there, because you also get to pay like here in Denmark, you pay for the water, the power and all that fun stuff. You also get to do that where you are. So when a person have free time down at Naankuse, what can they experience their free time? Because there is also amazing experience to experience down there beside volunteer.
Oh, absolutely. There's the whole social aspect, interacting with the other volunteers. So basically we work Monday to Friday from 8 in the morning till about 5:36. Then we have dinner, and then it's free time in the evening. Sitting around talking, playing cards, listening to music. Saturday and Sunday are shorter days, not as much work, but you still need to feed the animals every single day. So on Saturday and Sunday, you prepare food, you feed the carnivores, you feed the baboons, you can clean the enclosures. Same thing on Sunday. It's a free day except for 2 short periods of feeding the animals. But volunteers can go into town. There's a bus and you can get a transfer and you can go into town and go to the market, go and have lunch somewhere, do a little bit of sightseeing. Or you can just, stay at the farm. I like to stay at the farm so that I can feed the animals.
Get me some work to do.
But you know what? Sometimes it doesn't even feel like work.
No. So true. So true, because you are passionate about animals, and when you really work with something you're passionate about, it's not like, oh, I get to go and work. It's just like, I get to work now.
Yeah. Now, having said that, one of the activities is called project work, where you might be helping to build a new fence or dig a ditch. And, that can be hard work. But again, at the end, when it's finished, it's quite rewarding to see what you've done.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, I love that. Like, I'm also like, my first education is also a zookeeper or animal keeper. And most of it is cleaning up or fixing stuff or feeding.
Yeah.
And I like to use my hands to see like solution, how you can fix it. And
Yes.
one of the things you also get, like, I believe you also get that in Naankuse, is just you also have the tools in your hands to create solution to the challenge you stand in front of, so you can really use your own brain, like, how do I want to solve this? And you can always like ask for support down there.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the activities is called enrichment, and every day a group will pick a different animal, and we will try to do something for that particular enclosure. So it could be building a small structure for them to play with, building some device to hide their food so they actually have to go looking for their food. Just something to make their life a little more interesting and enriched.
Yeah, so interesting. What is some, like, how have volunteer life make your life better? Like, what kind of impact have volunteer life make your life better, Julia?
Well, I've certainly learned so much about animals that I never ever thought I would learn. But for me, it's a lot is the social aspect. I've met so many amazing people. There are so many of volunteers who we make plans to go back to Naankuse every year at the same time. So it's, not only are you volunteering, you're visiting friends. And quite honestly, the staff there, because I've been going for so long, I consider them to be my second family.
I was like that. It's just like second home or second family.
Yeah,
It's like another place in life, in the world.
exactly. I'm going to volunteer, but I'm also going to visit my friends.
Yeah. So it's so different, that kind of mindset, to visit something that is volunteer life and it's still not a volunteer life, because you're part of the culture, you're part of the community, you're part of the team. So you don't see yourself more as a volunteer when you have been down there many times, as I believe.
Yes, you do feel like you're part of the team, and they make you feel like you're part of the team.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. So
Like I say,
important.
they do involve you in things, so it's not just the same thing every single day. If they get a call from a farmer that there's a leopard on their property and they need to capture it because he thinks it's been killing his livestock, the vet will go and they will get some volunteers to go with them, so you get to have that experience. You get to meet the farmer and talk to him.
Interesting.
So every day is different. You never know when you wake up what's going to happen.
No, true, because you're working with the animals that don't live by the clock. You're living on their
Exactly.
term, not on your terms. So sometimes you get to throw everything you have in the hands, just like, okay, I'm in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like one of the activities in the afternoon is you take some of the cheetahs go for a walk. just to go out in nature and be in their own natural surroundings.
Yeah.
And sometimes the cheetah will spot an antelope and they'll chase it.
Yeah.
It's like, that wasn't planned, but
no, I was like, what's going on? So
yeah.
Julie, when you share about that, because I know the audience may not know about like the cheetah, like because it is challenging when you have a cheetah, as Naankuse sometimes experience, sadly, to have a cheetah cub inside, and they will be in the human will impact that, or imprint, or what you call. Like, why can't they not release the cheetah they have down there, someplace down there?
Well, okay. Well, if a cheetah or any animal comes as a baby,
Yeah,
and it needs to be bottle fed,
yeah,
because it hasn't been weaned, then it becomes imprinted to humans,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they then view humans as a source of food. So they can't be released into the wild, because if they were to wander across to a farmhouse or something, thinking, oh, these people are going to be nice, they're going to give me food, like at Naankuse, the farmer or the person will probably shoot them.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, some animals cannot be released. But the good thing about Naankuse is if an animal comes in like a leopard or a cheetah that is older and it doesn't need, to be bottle fed or anything like that, it goes in a special enclosure, I guess,
Yeah.
that's hidden away from the volunteers and most of the staff, and there is no human contact. It gets fed, of course.
Yeah.
And then once that animal is large enough to be fitted with a collar, then they can release it back to the wild, or to Timbila, or to to one of the other reserves.
Yeah.
And so, but the main thing is you can't have the animal imprint to humans, because then it can't be released.
So true.
And
So
also,
true.
too, a lot of the animals that come in are injured. Like they might have had a leg injury. We have a cheetah, there's a cheetah there named Lucky who only has 3 legs because her leg was caught in a gin trap. And she had to have her leg amputated.
Yeah.
She would never survive in the wild, unfortunately. So
yeah, because as I believe you have more experience with cheetah than me, Julie, is because a leopard cannot, because some animals can miss one leg and still live in the wild, is because the leopard is running so fast and they need like all 4 legs. Is that's why?
exactly.
All right.
And cheetahs they're the lowest one on the totem pole. So, it would, first it's the lions, then the leopards, then the cheetahs. So they're very vulnerable. Even with the 4 legs, they quite often lose their prey to a leopard. They're just not that strong. They're fast, but they're not that strong.
Yeah, so true.
So,
When
so the humane thing is to keep to keep them there if they have been injured, and give them the best possible life that you can. When I say that they're in enclosures, the enclosures are huge.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're many hectares.
Just on the social media, because you have been down there, I have not. Just on the social media, just like, wow, that seems so big.
Yes, because you want them to have, you want the enclosure to seem like their natural environment. So there's grass, there's bush, there's a water hole. They always have fresh water.
So, I love that. I love that. Really like creating enclosure on their needs instead of on our needs, so that
exactly
make the work easier for us. So they are really focused on like what is the best for the animals and make that happen, and not the other way around. So they really serve the animals on their needs, on their term, and what is best for them.
Yes, absolutely.
So great. What do you say?
I was just going to say, and also, it's not just the cheetahs and the leopards. It's whether it's the rhinos or the elephants or the baboons.
Do they also have elephants down there?
At the main sanctuary, there are 3.
Oh my God.
Yes, there are 3 that came from different circumstances. That one came from the Swakopmund area near the which is one of the larger towns on the ocean, and he was a desert elephant, and he was coming into town. He was at the golf course, and the government approached Naankuse and said, we don't want this animal to be shot, so can you take it in? And he came to Naankuse, and now there are 2 more as well with him. So there are 3 elephants on the property.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is a huge elephant.
So it saved his life, it saved their lives.
Yeah.
Because who knows what would have happened to them if otherwise.
Yeah. So true.
And,
oh my God.
Yeah. And again, Naankuse is very responsible because they know the size of the sanctuary. They know what the animals eat, and 3 elephants is all the sanctuary can sustain.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
also at Timbila,
What?
I was
Sorry.
just going to say, also at Timbila, it's much larger. It's about 4 hours away. That's the one of the reserves, and it's basically what they call this the place of second chances. So there are, I think, over 20 elephants there now. There are lions.
Oh wow.
So again, animals that we couldn't release at Naankuse because it's not big enough, and they couldn't go back to the wild. But this area is just massive, so they can live just like they're free there.
Oh my God. The second chance down there is also part of Naankuse, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Oh my
is.
God.
It's I think it's 33 or 35,000 hectares. They take volunteers, go there for a week or 2 weeks or up to 8 weeks, I believe some have stayed.
Wow.
Tourists go there. They have a beautiful lodge that people can stay at. And of
Oh,
course, the income from the lodge also helps to support the sanctuary. So
that
tourists can
oh,
see the animals, they can go on game drives, and they can see, animals in true nature.
that is now it makes sense because I was like they also have a large lodge or what I don't say that word correctly. It's like, how do I say that word? So they also have like a place for like traveler to traveling. That is crazy. That is a part of the second sense. Okay, that makes sense. That is
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. Naankuse, the main sanctuary, also has a lodge, and it's less than 1 hour from Windhoek, so local people can go there. Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. So, with that knowledge you have as volunteer, Julia, from Naankuse, as when you come home, like, what would you like to invite the person? Like, why should a person that's not yet tried to be volunteer, why should they choose to be volunteer?
I just think it's good to give back. I really do. And whether it's Naankuse or another organization, or even volunteering in your own home. Like I volunteer here with, at the local animal shelter. Yes, it's not leopards and cheetahs, but it's still helping animals, it's still helping something.
Yeah.
You know,
I really believe volunteer life will, like, you create so many different kind of skills to choose to volunteer. Like you learn to what it means to be a giver, then a taker. You choose to be, you also learn the skills about what is empathy, how do you use your body language so that you can calm other people down, calm the animals down, calm people you're around. Like you learn so many different kind of skills. And it's also good
absolutely.
skills to have on the resume. I think it's called resume, like in Denmark, when you seek for a job. When
Yes, resume. Yeah.
exactly when you can show you have been volunteer and outside from where you live, that is a big plus on the resume for a company or for whoever they get to hire to say yes. So out there, it is so you will get job on a high rate when you have volunteer life on your resume compared to someone that don't have. Like for me, when I work with zoo, I don't work with it anymore. But in the past, when I was zookeeper, when you seek for a job in a different kind of zoos or in a park or a sanctuary, they will pick you more likely when you have volunteer experience on your resume compared to someone that don't have that.
Right. Of course. Yeah. The other thing as well is having spent time at Epicura, which is the Lifeline Clinic, and you see how those people live. They're such nice people. They are so happy, but they have absolutely nothing. But they're still the most caring and loving people. And I think just generally, whether it's the clinic or anywhere at Naankuse or any of the projects in Africa, I think then you come home and you see what you have. You can always
Mm.
turn on a light switch. You always have running water. It makes
Hot
you
water.
realize how much
Yeah.
we take for granted.
Oh my God. We
Yeah,
take so many things for granted, and
absolutely.
it's not the same experience to see it in TV. You get to experience, like, you get to smell it, see it, hear it, and feel it, like be in the moment. That will make
Yeah,
a huge shift on a faster rate in your mindset compared to you go on Google and seeing some good videos.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like I say, at the clinic when you're helping and you're doing like the lunchtime meal, and that the children in this, that is the only meal they're going to eat that day, it really makes you think.
Oh, that just make my heart go, oh,
Yeah.
that is crazy. Yeah. So with the last word, Julia, what would you like to have the audience to go with the information, the knowledge you have creating from being volunteer at Naankuse? Like, what would you like to leave the audience with?
I would like to say, if you've ever considered volunteering and haven't done it yet, just go for it. It's the most amazing experience. You will take away so many good memories. And I know this is going to sound silly, but I would rather try it and then say maybe later, I wish I hadn't done that, than not do it and say, oh, I wish I had.
That is a good point. That is so
Yeah.
powerful.
No,
So good
like
point.
it's like I can't stress enough the friends you'll meet, the experiences you will have. But be prepared to work.
Yeah.
You'll be very outside your comfort zone. But it is so rewarding.
Exactly. And you get to go through your uncomfortableness so that you can grow and create the amazing experience, as Julia talked about. Like, you get to go through some uncomfortableness, and that is the way for you to grow, for you to be a better person, and really get back to your friends and get back to your family, as get back to your culture or community. Because when you learn to give, you're giving on a different kind of level and creating other different kind of connections with the people you know as with new people.
Absolutely. And one last thing I would like to say is that it's really good for people who want to travel alone. Many of the people, if not most of the people who go to Naankuse, they go there by themselves. It's the perfect thing to do for a solo traveler,
Good
because
one.
you'll meet people who have the same interests as you.
Exactly. And you will not feel alone or
Not at all. Not
yeah.
at all. Like I say, there are so many people that go there every year, and we all stay in touch and we visit each other. So it's really fun. It's really cool.
Oh, so cute. Okay, guys, where can you find Naankuse? You're going to www.naankuse.com. There you can find all the social media, on the newsletter, the clinic, all the different kind of places they're working. As Julia was talking about, they work in different kind of areas in what that word Namibia, and oh my god,
Namibia.
that word my mouth's just like cut.
It's a tough one.
So go to www.naankuse.com. There you get all the social media links. Please follow them. Please sign up to the webpage so that you learn about them. You can reach out to Dr. Sis. They are so lovable and lovable. Like, they are so kind, and they answer very fast. There's like, we're not connected with them, so like, oh, you answer very fast. There's like, oh, that is a good skill. So they are getting back to you with a fast answer. So
Well, they're very responsive. They're very responsive when you ask a question.
yeah, exactly.
And they're very helpful, especially for newcomers, first-time volunteers who might be a little nervous.
Yeah.
They put you at ease right away.
Yeah. They have like when I receive emails I receive emails for different kind of staff members on there, they get us a feeling like with love and with flow and peace, and really want to help you. So that is amazing email to get when I receive an email for them, to get like that experience in email.
Oh, that's great. No, they're awesome.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so to you, the audience, Julia and I, and also to you, Julie, first to you, Julia, like, are so nerdy about names. I really hope I say your name correctly, my friend. I thank you for the bottom of my heart for you to really share about what it is to be once down there, and also share about the history and the big benefit people receive. And thank you so much for your time and for your passion to serve them and to be volunteer, and really share the important message about why it's so critical and important to choose to be volunteer. So thank you so much for us and for your heart and your compassion and the work you're putting into it.
Oh, thank you so much. I was really happy to come and talk to you.
Me too. I look forward to it.
Anytime I can share my passion for Naankuse, I'm happy to.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. So to you, dear audience, Julia and I say thank you for bottom of our hearts for your time, for your commitment to see this interview. And we will invite you to go to link and also share different kind of videos that is on the social media platforms. So you share the message. So go to the social media, pick a video, share that, share your aha moment you receive, or the new opportunities you want to choose, or new action you want to choose, and we definitely invite you to be volunteer. So go there, share social media from the platform, and we thank you for bottom of our hearts for you to be here. And remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get all new notifications and new videos that will come up into the future. So thank you guys. I have the most amazing day, and see you soon again, everyone.
Thank you, Tanya.
You're most welcome, Julie. Bye, everyone.